Your start to the season is absolutely outstanding. 10 points from 4 games. You've got to be delighted with that.
Yeah, and our start was good, but you know very well it's important in Premier League in this tournament to try to get 3 points in every game. It's not easy. I know very well every game is a really sportive war.
I like the expression "sporting war." It was definitely that.
Yeah, but it's always a sportive war because I think that in our mind has to be every game has to be a sportive war for us, and to try to kill the opponent.
He describes it as a sporting war. It was a good game for the neutral. Both sides can take positives out of it, including Forest in defeat.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with Nottingham Forest today. I think that they showed no fear against the top team. They took the game to Nottingham Forest. They was on the front foot. They was bright. The ball was fizzing about. They played good football from the first minute really. And the front three, I was really impressed with Gibbs White, Brennan Johnson, and Jesse Lingard. And you can see the link-up play there, and that's a good tackle from Ben Davies. They also pressed well, as we see in this clip here. They pressed from the front. They had a lot of win-backs early and high up the pitch, which allowed them to create chances. As you see, Lingard, a little bit more quality on this Nico Williams cross, and it might have turned out into something, but they recycled the ball well. They played high up the pitch. Numbers in the box, as we're showing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the back stick. I think that surprises Johnson a little bit, and he doesn't get the connection that he wants. Lovely little ball down the channel from McKenna. Good run from Gibbs White. This is probably the best chance they had all game, and Yates can't find the target. But they was bright. They was good. I think that if they can play like this more times than not, they'll be all right. And
we know how Spurs play. They play in a low block, but when the ball turns over, they're out the blocks, and that's exactly how Spurs got them today. If you look at the chances that they create, Spurs are like, no problem, have the ball. But Son, although he's getting no goals and assists, he'll be frustrated. But the runs he makes to create the space for Kane, lovely little ball here from Kulusevski, and when Kane gets in that position, it's only going to be a goal. But this is the one I enjoyed the most. It was like a 100-metre sprint. Look at the numbers of Spurs players and how quick they get up the pitch. We've seen teams play in other halves, but Spurs are okay playing in their own half. As soon as the ball turns over, the goals. Again, Son, his first 4 is, and it's a bit naive, there's the naivety we're talking about, high line, 10 yards in front of the halfway line. And a better touch here from Son. He's got a shot on goal. And they just capitalised on every mistake that Forest did today. This time it's Højbjerg going forward, sort of shanks the shot. And then Kane gets his second goal. Session comes on, and that's the great thing about Spurs now. They've got so much quality within it. He's lucky to get squared here. I don't know if he's at his head or he's just angry.
He's angry. He's angry.
Yeah, he's very angry.
What ball this is?
Wonderful ball from Richarlison, and that's the quality we're talking about. Coming off the bench, making a difference. And Harry Kane is just something else. Harry Kane, it wasn't his best game today by any means, but inside the box, he just makes a difference. That killer instinct. And yeah, that was a naivety I was talking about with Forest.
If you're in that Forest back three, one of those 3 centre halves, are you asking one of the 2 midfielders to give you a bit more protection? Are you asking one of your wing backs to sit in a bit? Or do you just accept that the way they're playing?
It's the way they play, though,
Chappers.
Well, Nottingham Forest was so good. The press high, so many turnovers in the final third. But then, obviously, they're going to get stretched. The ball gets turned over. Spurs are so quick. It's going to leave that space in the middle of the park. I think the 2 midfielders did a very good job today, but it's just the system they want to play, they're going to be exposed from time to time. Nico Williams was brilliant as, again, going down that flank. So you are going to leave spaces, but the higher quality team, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, and just going off that, I think if you're not playing Spurs and you play that way, you're probably all right, but Spurs are one of the most devastating teams on the turnover. So you've got Son, you've got Kulusevski, Kane, and they will hurt you. So if they play like that against another team, they'll probably be all right.
We're just going to have a look at the penalty. Not Not because we don't think it was a penalty, because it's very difficult to argue against it. Whether he could have got a red card, Ashley?
Well, I think when we first all seen it, we said, yeah, definite red. But I do understand that, you know, the trajectory of the ball and the fact that Cook outstretches his arm. I don't really know what he's thinking, to be honest.
Outstretches? He's played rugby, isn't he?
I understand.
What they're saying there is his arm is fully extended, so you wouldn't expect Kane to actually get his head on it.
Yeah, but
that's what they've said.
A couple of them angles there. But what about the save
Yeah.
from Henderson? He's saved 2 this season already. And when someone called it in the office today, when he stepped up, he just looked so confident the way he was bouncing on his line. He celebrated with his hat. And there's the stats there. Save 3, 1 hit the post, and 1 conceded in his last 5. Excellent.
Well, and that relationship he already has with that crowd is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, they loved him. I'm not sure myself about the waving of the cap. The save was better than the waving of the cap. But the fans loved him, and obviously he's a top quality goalkeeper. To save a Harry Kane penalty is something.
Well, if you've got a cap on and you've done something, wave it.
Listen, it's not for me, but...
And one on Tottenham in their start to the season?
Brilliant. 10 points out of 12. They've been great. And that's the, Conte effect. We all know what Conte can bring, and he's making them competitive. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah. All you can ask for?
That's all they can ask for.
Yeah. We doff our caps to
Should
it.
listen.
3 defeats without scoring.